just get out there. Don't be afraid. I know sometimes it's really scary because you think that other moms probably won't like me or it's going to be difficult for me to vibe with people. Just get out there and try. Try, go up to that mom that you see is struggling, or go up to that mom in line and say, hi, you know, how you doing?
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of people out there who would respond. And my advice is, if you are more, you're a stay-at-home mom, it's harder for you to go out and really socialize. I understand that. Just go on social media. Okay, like I say, we have Super Mummies Club, we have Glow and Grow, we have Boss Mama. Like, we have so many of these groups online that you can just join and be proactive, which is just talk.
Hey, welcome to Mama's Here. I'm Diyana Hashim.
And I'm Sofea Mastan. We're here to share the real unfiltered sides of motherhood.
Think of us as your mom gang on this crazy adventure, constantly learning, growing, and most of the time just winging it.
Mama's here because we know you've always been there for others.
Now it's our turn to be there for you.
Hello and welcome back to Mama's Here. I'm Sofea Mastan.
And I'm Diyana Hashim, and today we're exploring a topic that's one of the most underrated plot twists about motherhood, and that is friendships, especially how they evolve when you become a mom.
And speaking of evolving friendship, having a great set of mom friends is not just good for you, but the study that finds that the more social connection a mother has, the higher her kids tend to score on early cognitive development tests.
And this goes to show that our social lives as moms are so important that we have to surround ourselves with awesome people, which leads us to the introduction of our very, very special guest today. We have Sally Tang, a young mom who's navigating the world of motherhood with her 2-year-old daughter, who's all about hyping up other women and creating safe spaces for honest chats.
Plus, we're going to hear her stories on how she figured out the dynamics of friendship post-baby. But first, let's hear from our sponsors.
We at Grow and Glow Mama are a sanctuary where motherhood meets empowerment. Together, we embrace strengths, lean on each other, and illuminate the path for all mamas. Join our vibrant community on Instagram and hotline group. Let's grow and glow together every step of the way.
Okay, we're about to have an enlightening chat with Sally Tang, who's not just juggling motherhood, but also showing us the power of meaningful friendship in this phase of life.
Yeah, and I'm not sure about you guys, but I cannot stress how this was one of the most unspoken topics about being a mom, because I underestimated how crucial it is not to have a mom gang, but find the right one that truly resonates with you and, you know, who you are and what you need.
Absolutely, Dee. Having a mom gang is, I think, is a part of having that mental health, you know, a good, healthy mental health journey as a mom. And lucky for us, we have Sally! Yay! Hi! It's great to have you here. We're really excited to hear about your journey. Like, seriously, I know a little bit about your journey, but we want to know more. We want to dive into Sally.
Sassy Sally, everything.
Yes. Let's start with your early days into motherhood. What was it like stepping into a new role, especially as a young mom?
What it was like, oh my God, it was a mess.
How messy can it get?
Have you, like, you know how they always say it's a roller coaster, right?
Yeah.
It really is. You know, when there's that peak, you know, that momentum when you're like, whoa, and you're like, oh crap. Yeah, it just goes up and down. And then honestly, that journey for me was just like, oh my God, I have a baby. I have this beautiful little angel.
Yeah.
What's going on with my body?
During the pregnancy, like,
what's happening? I'm like,
wait, hold up. Like, so how old were you?
I was 21 when I gave birth.
Wow.
So my 21
You were
birthday,
still studying then, or were you graduating?
I graduated a couple months before I gave birth.
Okay. So you found out you were pregnant when you were like...
Yeah, when I was in my uni days, I think at the end of my courses. And then it was like, I was like, oh, okay, so I guess I'm graduating, not as a lawyer, but I'm graduating as a mom.
Right.
I was like, dude, biggest graduation birthday present ever.
I'm sure.
I didn't get a car, Daddy.
like,
I got a baby.
Yeah, be like, Daddy, I got you a ring, child. Okay, you know, thank you to my husband for that.
Yeah, but what was it like for you emotionally and mentally, like transitioning into motherhood at such a young age? Because like that must have been kind of like a tricky situation. For us, like I had my first kid at 33. Sofea, how old was?
25.
Yeah, 25.
But then again, I was already working. That was the path that I want to take, but it comes as a surprise for you.
Yeah.
So how was it?
I think for me was the biggest thing was just getting mentally prepared. I've always knew that I wanted to be a mom since like a very young age. I was like, okay, I'm going to graduate. I'm going to get a good job, get married and have kids. You know, that whole like plan we have by the book kind of thing that I wanted. I always loved kids. And when I didn't know that, I didn't expect that I was going to have it early. Like I said, the biggest part was definitely the transition from going into a wilding like uni student instantly to
that's like, you know? It's kind of like one of those things where you're like, you're never going to a club like at 2 a.m.
Never again. No alcohol for you. No bad things. You know, it's time to sit down and be a good mom. But I think that's the thing that people expect when you're a young mom. You know, one thing that I realized, okay, when you are at the proper age, let's say you were 28 or you were 30, everybody expects you to have a kid, right? So people already naturally expect you to be in that role. But when you're 21 and you have a kid, people don't see it as a good thing or like a prepared thing for you, but they see you as, oh, are you really sure that you could be a mom?
That's a really effed up pressure to have.
That's the messed up thing, because people are like, oh, you're really young. Can you really take on this pressure? Do you think you're able to take care of a child? So obviously I know that people
just
around,
like automatically look down on you kind of thing.
Yeah, they just expect like, oh, you're totally going to fail. So, and then
society.
Yeah,
B-A-B-I. Kesian, B-A-B-I. No, but still.
Yeah, so, okay, my husband's 26 now. He was 23 when he became a dad. He's, 24. He's 3 years older than me. So people are looking, oh, here there is this two young couple who life just started for them and a baby's totally going to ruin it.
Fast forward, you guys are doing a great job.
Yeah, man. I mean,
honestly, F the haters. Like, I sleep trained my child.
But did you go through
6 months?
Did you go through like a moment where you felt, oh my God, my life is ruined kind of thing?
You know, I'm not gonna lie, there was some part, like when you just gave birth, you know, the postpartum, like that time when you're not sleeping, you're crying yourself in the bathroom and you're like, what have I done?
Yeah.
Like,
you had that moment.
I have that moment. I think everybody does. Some people won't admit it, but I'll admit it straight up front. It's terrifying.
Yeah, no,
being a mom is not easy.
So true.
No, like
I'm still figuring it out, man.
Yeah,
I'm still trying to figure it out.
Like when I got pregnant, the first thing I thought about was shit, I can't get a job. Like, because at that point of time, I actually wanted to think about like transitioning into careers. But then when I got pregnant, I was like, well, how am I supposed to do this now? Because no one's going to hire me and blah, 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 blah. Like,
I'm so young. I'm inexperienced. People are probably not going to trust my judgment or my experience.
Yeah, there you go. And it's just like a horrible feeling that society has on like what moms at older age, moms period, women in general. It's just like the most unfair situation ever. But how did your life actually change after you became a mom? Because like, you know, it's insane, right?
My life definitely took a big turn, but for the better. The one thing that like having my daughter really taught me so many things that, you know, I'm a person who's a very reactive person most of the time. And I usually used to care about what people think. But the moment my daughter was born, it was just like a veil just lifted up. And it's like, you don't have to care about all these things. Because the most important thing is literally this human being that depends on you right now. And then you can't be afraid of small challenges anymore. You have to look at life a different way. So it changed my perspective in life, where it really actually made me a better person, because it not only taught me that like love truly could be unconditional. Like before this, you would think like, oh, sometimes people love you only because of things that you could offer them. But with a child, you just know in your heart, like this child would love you regardless how you are. So to me, it was just like, whatever people think of me, I don't care. Because the only thing I care about is that one day my child will grow up and think like, I'm really proud of you.
That's so true though. Because this morning itself, Mariam, I was like in my kaftan. It was the first time in the morning I do not have work. So I'm like so happy that then I walk and I was like, my hair was messy and she was like, Mommy, you look so busu.
Okay, Mariam.
But I still love you, you know, kind of thing. So like you said, they will truly love you, and it doesn't care if people judge you, because this tiny human would love you no matter how busu you are.
Because who cares about other people's opinion?
They always go bawa ketiak mama anyway, right?
Good mom.
Yeah. But I'm sure there's there's challenges. So what is your biggest challenges?
I think the biggest challenge was dealing with society after, like friendships. relationship with your family, definitely. I mean, when my daughter came in and she just took up the princess title. You know, I'm literally the youngest and the only girl in the family. So my daughter took that up. And I think the big challenge was, so I had an MCO baby, obviously. And it was difficult already that we don't see our friends as often to like keep on that relationship physically. And when I had my daughter, people probably thought, oh, you don't have any more time for me. All you do every time you go out, your child is with me. What do you expect? My child is literally my actual heart out of my chest. So my friends keep thinking like, oh, you're different now. I am a different person.
What kind of support did you got? Like, I mean, the thing is, I've got a friend who actually had like a COVID baby as well. And they were, she was under lockdown during like postpartum and everything for like, a couple of years. I mean, the time that we were in and out and whatever, but what kind of like support did you manage to get? Like, because I know like, from on the outside, like you're close to your family, you're close knit enough. You guys probably chatted as much as possible. But when it comes to like friendships, what did you get out of that?
Straight up, I just had like one best friend that I've had since primary school. So my only support was literally Brandon, my husband, and my brothers. My brothers are best friends with me. So we video call. My parents video call me all the time. And the only person I really could talk to that wasn't blood related to me was my best friend. And that was it. But all my other friends, sometimes no shade or anything, but they come in and out of my life when it benefits them. And then when my child grows into a toddler, you no longer are interested. Everybody loves it when the newborn hype is here. They're like, congratulations, your baby's so cute. But the moment my baby hits 1 year old, like, where are you after that?
Yeah. But honestly, I think those friends will come back once they become a mom and they understand your journey. And then you like reconnected with all of them again kind of thing.
But I only fully had like a real support group. Like after my daughter turned almost 2, that's when I had all of these mom groups, like the ones that we have now. And then I met you guys.
Yes!
And then I met like Irma and Julia.
We're the cool mom.
Yes.
We're not a regular mom. We're the cool moms.
So follow Mama's here.
But better later than never.
Yeah, that's right.
It was tough in the first year, but after that, when I met all of these amazing women, all these moms, they weren't just regular moms, they were like moms who were just like me.
Yeah.
Even though like, I mean, you guys are older than me, and obviously most of the moms are older than me, but we just have this bestie kind of like
chemistry.
Vibe. Yeah, it doesn't like age really doesn't matter. Like we get along just because of how we are together.
Plus our Asian skin is so amazing that
So we
we're
don't
like
look older.
we all look the same age, but we're not. There's a 10-year gap between myself and Sally right now. I'm relatively certain it's 11 years, by the way. But
Dee doesn't look like you.
No,
You look young.
But the thing is, it's like, you're totally right. I feel exactly the same way. One of the things that I totally did not think about after having given birth or during my pregnancy was, who's the mom crew? Because initially I thought it was going to be so easy to get it just because you're a mom. And like, because I got lucky during my pregnancy, a lot of moms rallied to me and stuff like that. And sure, we're still close. Like we still hang out and stuff. But like, I can safely say out of the 5, maybe one of them are at the core, and it was really tricky because you first and foremost have to think about like, okay, do you have the same ideologies, thoughts, mindset? Like, do you jive and whatnot? And it gets really hard to actually be able to do that. But if we were to look at friendships with your friends who are not parents though, like, do you guys ever get FOMO that you're like,
like definitely for me, because like I'm 23 now. Okay, most of my friends, I know you guys are like out there still partying. I see you every time. Okay, you're out there cafe hopping, you're holidaying. Okay, I absolutely love it for my friends that you are enjoying your life. No hate, no shade. I love that for you because go on and live your life, but I am at a slower pace and that's okay. But of course, like when I see them, I'm like, oh, so
I don't think you're in a slow pace though, Sally.
It's a more calm, settled pace.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be like on the go, let's go.
Yeah.
But I'm on a much more like peaceful, more serene.
Like
because
live
I
in
have
the
to slow
now.
down.
Yeah.
When I have a child.
But I think the live in the now stage.
Yeah.
And also I think that Sally's age that's young, she can jive with us, and I feel like she's so mature for her age. And she's such a support, and she's like one of those people that I could like text and say, hey Sally, let's go, can you come to my house? I'm like, going through like
you
this.
want to rant, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna rant. And it, like you said earlier, it doesn't matter what age, but at the end of the day, you yourself know. Like it's the pace that you go. Like
it's
how do
truly
you
with the people that you resonate your journey with. Sometimes people have different journey. They could be younger, they could be older, but we all have like the same path at the end of the day. Most moms we do, but sometimes maybe you don't click due to maybe certain things that you like,
circumstances.
Circumstances, the way you want to educate your kids. And that's totally fine. You're not going to agree with everybody, but of course, to have people that really is in the same kind of vibe with you is the fun part. Like motherhood doesn't have to be boring. Why does it have to be boring? I don't think it's boring.
Totes. No, I mean, like, it takes a village, but it's like, they say it takes a village to raise a child.
It really does.
But it takes a village for the sake of the parents or the mom at the very least, because at the end of the day, I feel like we need to get our heads straight and be able to feel like we are supported and not feel like we're doing stuff alone. Because every time that happens, like, I mean, I can't begin to tell you guys, I mean, I'm really lucky with my siblings, my family on my side, like, we're really happy and like they call and they check up on me and like check up on my daughter all the time. But I mean, like, it sucks that like my husband's side, they're all in the UK. But then when it comes to friends, like the ultimate, like, blessed be by Allah that I absolutely am so happy about is that I have you guys, because you guys are the ones I can call upon and be like, let's talk about non-mom stuff, but let's also talk about mom stuff if we needed to. But then when it comes to like my old friends, for example, it's like, you're kind of like neither here nor there, because they will only ask like, so how's your kid? Like, okay, she's good.
How's work going?
But I have those friends too that I used to talk a lot, and then now I'm just like, it's okay. So because I had my first baby when I was 25. So I was also like you, where my best friend was just my husband. And fast forward now that I do have a group of friends, it's so refreshing. It helps a lot. And it does change a little bit of like what I want in the motherhood, in this motherhood. So I would like to ask you, like, did you find yourself redefining your personal goals after becoming a mom?
Yeah, for sure. I had to redefine everything. I mean, how you see yourself in 30 years from now or 10 years from now. Before I had a kid, 10 years from now, I'm like, hey, I want to be out there living, making money. But now when you have a kid, you're like, 10 years from now, I want my child to go to school so I can sit down quietly and maybe drink a margarita, and get my wine on, really get into the Desperate Housewife kind of vibe.
Oh my God, I can totally imagine Sally in a Desperate Housewife. Dun, 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 dun. And then she's just
what we did the other day? Like, we hung out and we had wine and our kid was just playing around. We're like, I want this from 10 years, but them out of the house.
Yeah.
Like, I love my kids, but
I need my time.
It's like we want kids that are self-sustaining who can just do their own thing.
So your goals do really fine. Like you see life differently. You want to see yourself 10 years from now differently.
Yeah,
and that's totally fine. Like I love it. I'm totally living for that Thai kind of.
Oh my God, Thai life is the way to go.
Yeah,
that's a goal.
It's like what's the term? I don't want to lean in. I want to lie down. Basically.
No, but I've worked hard.
Yeah, exactly. It's like if anyone wants to underestimate the fact that like, oh yeah, you're a mom, you're a stay-at-home mom, you're not really doing anything. It's tiring. And like, that's one of the things that sometimes I feel really sad that some of my friends don't understand. Like, it's like, whenever, I mean, and not all my friends, albeit I have some very, very awesome friends who actually are very thoughtful and mindful of the fact that I do feel FOMO whenever they go out partying or they go out playing badminton la, ni la, tu la, whatever. But then there are moments where you're just like, they just don't know what to say to you anymore.
And sometimes they're just trying to be considerate. In my experience, my friends are like, oh, I don't know when you're free. I don't want to bother you. I'm waiting for your call. Yeah. And sometimes I'm sitting there waiting for your call. Yeah. You get what I mean? So sometimes you end up drifting apart. It's just because you don't get to spend that physical time together. Friendship is really important when you actually spend time together in the same room and not just through the phone.
But it's also refreshing to have friends that, like when you when they keep on asking you to go out, but then you always say no, you always
then you
reject.
feel really bad.
You feel bad, but at the end of the day, if your friends understand that, oh, you know, she has stuff going on, but it's okay, we can always meet up when they are free. Then it's a blessing to have friends like that. They automatically just understand when we reject them or something like that, because when you become a mom, there's so many things. We haven't even started with the guilt.
My friends are pretty understanding too. I mean, like, I think most of our friends are pretty understanding. That we still have in life now is that we see them less and we see more of each other, because I mean, our schedules usually align at the same time because we have kids, and you just want to throw your kids together just so they can distract themselves together. And while
So that
we
also
talk,
helps with the guilt.
You're talking about guilt a lot, Sofea. It's like,
I do.
Why are you so guilty?
I do feel guilty.
Ask sassy Sally a question.
I'll pop up the question later.
We'll figure that out together.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, I find that, like, you know, whenever we were to look at it, things like that, you know, really trying to make sure that because we don't see our friends, we kind of have to sort of set like a disclaimer already as is. Like, I don't know about you guys. I've actually spoken to a number of friends where I'm like, I'm rooting for you from afar. I love you from afar, no matter what. I'm sorry I don't reply or text you. But sometimes, because I'm extra busy with Alia and everything, can you text me, please, so that I can, and please forgive me at the same time if I forget to reply midway conversation, because it so totally happens. Like, do you guys
I always end up opening my messages and forgetting to reply them.
Oh my God,
because I read them already and I thought I replied it.
Yes.
And then I'm like, wow, I'm such a bitch.
But have you ever like gotten told off about like not responding and stuff?
Like
I
one
lost
or two
a friend
times.
because of that.
No.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Tell us.
It's so sad because we're like best friends. It was the three of us. And like, it's a he, and we were like, we go for, like, he was in my wedding and everything. And then because I always reject him of going out, and then he doesn't reply. I don't reply him anymore. So I remember, like, just 1 month ago, I just decided, let's come over to the house. Like, let's just hang out like old times. And he didn't like reply to me. So I knew then that, oh, okay, he doesn't want to be like associated with my life.
It was hurt.
It hurts. It hurts. It hurts. Sometimes I thought that it was something wrong with me, but actually now that I understand that maybe, you know, he doesn't understand what I am, right? The phase of life I am in. Yeah.
He doesn't have kids, does he?
No, he doesn't.
Okay, then that's understandable. But yeah, I've been told off 1 or twice. Like, why didn't you reply for so long? And I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. But my friends understand. They're like, oh, okay. But I'm very grateful that most of my friends, they're still very
understanding.
They're very understanding. They're so caring. They still check on Bella here and there and on me. But like I said, most of maybe my friends didn't realize in the beginning that I just needed somebody to ask if I was okay.
Yeah.
And
what kind of support would you have wanted then? Like, so let's say for now, like for moms who are about to embark, I mean, like people who are about to embark in motherhood, for example, and if you're going to go through this stage where you might feel lonely, like what would you have asked your friends? Like what kind of support would you have needed?
I would have just wanted them to really just say, hey, how are you doing? You good? You know, want to hang out? I could come over. But I can't really blame them either. Like in the middle of MCO, you have a newborn baby. You're too afraid to have anyone over. But it would have been nice instead of everybody just replying to my videos of my daughter. They're like, oh, she's so cute and stuff. But instead of just DMing me and just, hey, have you eaten? How's motherhood going? You know, how's things going? Like I would have preferred like at least to acknowledge me. Like instead of just my child, because sometimes I think that's how all moms feel. The moment you have kids, it's like you become invisible.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's true. It's like, I don't
We all
exist
still
anymore.
feel
Oh
like
my
that.
gosh. Yes, you hit the nail on the you hit that nail on the head lah, basically.
Yeah, it's like when you're pregnant, you're like, wow, I am the star of the show.
Yeah.
The moment the baby comes out, it's like, mom, who?
Wait until you have the second baby. You're totally invisible. Nobody like.
I don't know how I'm gonna deal with that. I'm probably
my
just gonna be like,
gosh.
hello, I'm right here. You know, it's like Lord of the Ring. The moment you put on the ring, you disappear.
I love you for
So literally, I put on the ring when I married my husband, had his kid, and then it's just like, my precious is here, and you're like, boom.
Yeah.
No, but it's so true though. And I think you're totally right. When it comes to moms, like new moms, but that's the thing. I think we have to tell our friends that we need that because
It's a communication.
I wish I did. I wished I communicated better because I know my friends are understanding, but I guess it is on me because at the time I was just going through really tough period because I was alone, isolated. So I guess I didn't voice out, and I wish I did. So it's never too late. I do now. I'm like, why you never call me anymore?
Yeah.
Why you never text me?
Yeah, so true.
Yeah, you gotta whip it out and just be like, "Oi, I'm free at this time." Most times, just drop me a text.
house.
But it's true though. Sometimes you don't need to be so sensitive about it, because again,
it was the hormones.
Yeah, a few weeks.
I blame it on the hormones.
A few weeks ago, right? I have this community called Grow and Glow Mama, and then there was this guy who's a friend in high school, and his wife is pregnant, and he never texted. The last text in my WhatsApp from him is 2017, 2018, and then he texts me, "Hey Sofea, my wife wants to join your community." So I'm like,
I like how
he just like voice noted me, wife. And I just told him like, you never say hi to me, you never say how are you, and you just wanted to, and we can just like, that is that sort of friend that you kind of like, that's so good to have those
but I still
sort
love
of
you.
people. Yeah. So it's I think like Dee said and you said that at the end of the day, communication is key in friendship.
In every relationship.
Yes. And you need to tell your friends, and if they understand, then that's good. But if they don't, then it's okay. You know?
Yeah. I mean, you don't have to be bitter about it. I mean, everybody deals with things differently and opinions. If you're an adult about it, you'll be like, okay, chill.
Yeah, do you know what? We absolutely love that. But we're going to take a really short break. When we come back, we'll be talking about identifying your needs for a support system. So don't go anywhere.
Welcome back. We talk about how Sally transitioned into motherhood at a young age, both mentally and physically, and how communication is very important when you talk to your friends. But I want to dive into more and make Sally cry.
Because that's Sofia's goal, to make Sally cry.
I'm not going to cry.
I'm a tough cookie. I've got a pin in my bag. I could just like poke her right. She just might start crying. No, but okay lah. But going back to the conversation, because earlier on we were talking about identifying, like wanting to talk about identifying your needs for a support system. Now, how do you recognize what you need in a support system after becoming a mom? Like earlier on, we talked about friends who don't have kids, so drop you a DM, ask you the basic stuff like, hey, what's up, what you doing, kind of situation. But this is like the next level support that moms need, that moms didn't know that they needed, are more mom friends and people to relate with. Like, how did you recognize that? Like, what kind of support system do you need from there?
I recognize I didn't need more BS in life anymore, and I didn't need BS people. Like, no toxic. Need that. Like, I don't need judgmental, toxic people in my life. Anyone is welcome. I love making friends, but I definitely just do not put up with people who are judgmental or like full of crap. Because the thing is, when you become a mom, you are constantly like, you're succumbing to pressure of society already telling you should be perfect. You should raise your child like this. You should be like this. You should look like this.
Yep.
And I don't need people who's going to put you down and is going to tell, oh, you're doing this wrong with your kid, or you are not acting right. You're not wearing the right things. And here's the thing, like have you seen Kylie Jenner's post where she's like, I'm only 24. My boobs are going to be out. My ass are going to be out. I'm only 23. If I want things to be out because I feel like I'm confident about my body, I worked hard to be confident with my body again after I give birth.
Oh yeah,
So I don't need anybody telling me like, you have to dress a certain way.
Absolutely.
What do you want me to wear? You want me to wear a curtain, a shower curtain, and wrap it around myself?
That'd be funny though. I can totally imagine.
Pull it off.
She's just like, let's put a green screen circle here at the back of the curtain, right, with Sally's face on it.
No, because like really, I just realized that I want mom friends who are just like me, who are just parent your child however you want, as long as they're happy and healthy.
Yeah,
stay in your lane, I'll stay in mine.
The world is toxic enough for us to have toxic mom friends.
I don't need it anymore.
Okay.
Like, my child is toxic enough telling me like, calling me 10,000 a day, telling me I'm putting the milk wrong.
Okay, then I have to ask you guys this question, okay? As like, you've been a mom for 2+ years.
Yeah, only 2.
I've been a mom for a year. You've been a mom for like 5+ years already now.
She's ahead of it.
So how many groups of mom friends did you have to discover before getting to the ones that you like?
Oh, the one that I like now is the one that the first group of mom friends that I actually met.
Wait, you never really hung out with moms before?
No, because Well, I mean, I always speak out about this on social media, how I was bullied in high school and people judge me all the time. So when I started having mom friends, I told my husband, one thing that terrifies me is a toxic mom, because it's mentally challenging enough to raise children now in this era. And then for me, I'm very particular. So I eliminate, I can have this, I feel when moms are like toxic or when they talk a certain way or they have this vibe.
Yeah.
But I'm very happy with the mom group friends. Hey guys, that I have now, because I feel like we empower each other.
Yeah.
Like, just like last night, Sally was hanging out in my house till 11. She never goes back.
Oh yeah, and days before that, she was at my house until like 11 p.m.
I'm the friend that is there for the whole day. So
yeah,
if
but
you do want to make play dates with me, be ready to spend.
We love your company, and I last night even June came over, one of our friends June, and she sat down in the sofa and she was like, I feel so demotivated, and we actually empower each other last night at like 10
brainstorming session.
Yeah, at 10 p.m. And Daniel was like, my husband keep on going in and out of the room and like, oh, they're not home.
They haven't left yet. What's going on? Can I walk in my underwear now?
Yeah, but it's so empowering. It makes, because I told Dee just now that I had a burnout this past few days, and this actually makes me feel like I can do this, Every day is a challenge, but I can do this. I have this group of mom friends and it's okay. I know that it's a learning curve. People have different stories, like different background, but we can this group of amazing mom can just empower each other.
Yeah.
Right? And like Sally said that she can just come. Sometimes I'm amazed because she lives all like 35 minutes away from me, but she always make time.
I would drive.
Yeah,
it's an hour.
It's nice.
See y'all.
I went to your house for the first time for like 45
and
minutes.
they drove all the way to my house. It's for me too. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. That's one of the best parts though. Like, to be fair, we like, you were saying, Sofea, that, it's like we support each other and stuff. I'm going to tell you guys a story about when I first saw Sally online before I met everyone. Basically, I had only known you. I only knew Danielle.
Yes.
And, but then after that, I saw everyone. I was like, there are two cool chicks in this group right now. And it's this girl named Sally and this girl named Irma. Like, those are the two cool chicks in this place. So it's like, I want to be friends with them kind of situation. And then like, she's like, all right. Yeah, exactly. But like, and when I met them in real life, like you guys in real life, you guys were super, super cool. But the one thing that I took note, I was like, this body on a mom, like, oh my days. And then like, I was just like, oh my gosh, our next meetup, I have to wear a push-up bra. I have to wear a girdle. I got to put on some makeup and stuff like that. And then somehow or other, I met up with our friend Irma.
Yes.
And she mentions that you are 23 years old. And then I was like, no wonder lah. But it was, now it makes sense. But because of that, somehow or other, because she was in agreement, and she basically said, yeah, dude, what are you competing with? And that's
Gravity
the whole...
will gain, like, it's going to
exactly.
gain up to me.
Yeah, it's going to catch
I'll be there
up.
in 10 years.
Yeah, but that's the whole point. It's like that, like one of the things I love about this group of mom friends is that you start to actually realize that you're not competing with each other.
Yeah.
It's because everything at the end of the day is just us.
When you're with the right group, there's no competition.
Yeah, there
it
you
really
have
isn't.
it.
You don't have the need to want to put makeup every time you hang out. It's
true.
just like, hey, I'm going to come over.
That is so
looking
true.
like a slob.
Yeah, and I would like to ask you this, Sally. Like, can you share a moment when having the right support system made a significant difference in you?
Oh, it made... Before I met the right group of friends, I actually wanted to leave the country. As in, like, I wanted to migrate. Okay?
No way.
Fact check, you can ask my husband. Every time I complain, I don't fit in here. I don't have friends here. I can't make lifelong friends in KL. I'm from Sarawak. So you guys know that.
Aren't you? Y'all are Borneo chicks, man.
Yeah. So what happened was when I met the right group of friends, and my husband said, still want to migrate? No. If I want to migrate, I want to bring all of them with me.
Yeah.
I don't want to leave anymore.
Now.
Malaysia boleh. Right. I'm here for the long run.
Brendan, prepare a big house for all of us.
We're all just going to have like a sorority kind of house. All the husbands prepare to cook for us and serve us because we're just going to deal and be queens.
But what was your experience prior to that? Like before this group of friends, like did you have any mom friends you'd hang out with?
No. Because, in my mind, I was like, oh, I'm 23. It's going to be really hard to make mom friends because most of them are older than me. And most probably they're going to look at me like, oh, you're still young. I don't think you have the same vibe as us. I don't think you're going to have the same type of way you want to raise your child. Maybe you're a messy type of person. Maybe you're like the whatever parent, you know? So until they really get to know me, then you realize like, I can proudly say I'm doing good as a mom.
Yes.
Yeah,
My child is happy and thriving. Okay, do I mention again, she's sleep trained? I will always say this because it is so hard to sleep train a child.
Oh my God,
You know, whenever people are going to go like, if they doubt that I'm a good mom, my child is sleeping in her own room and she's only 2 years old.
Yeah, Sally's 23 and you're doing a good job in raising your daughter. Seriously,
it's fabulous. It's ultimately fabulous. Like we can't underestimate other moms. I think that's one of the things about Mamas Here podcast is that we want to build that community. We collaborate with people like, you know, Glow and Grow with Mama, for example, to talk about how we want to support each other, not judge each other, and be each other's cheerleaders.
Yes,
because every achievement is our own. We are, at the end of the day, we have the same goals. We have the same wants and prayers for our kids. But then at the end of the day, and our circumstances may be different, but we are very, very alike. So the moments of like wanting to have competition or even like
life is tough. We don't need more competition. When you're just friends, be friends.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
I love this.
Like, let's just.
Are you gonna cry now?
No, I'm not gonna cry. I might cry if Irma or like Sofea starts crying. Diyana probably gonna cry.
I know.
It's very hard for me to cry, but since I meet this group of mom friends, right, I'm always crying. Because
I'm always crying.
I always
Irma's
think
crying.
that I have it
Irma
hard.
texts me and she goes like, I'm crying. Then I'm like, what's wrong? What happened? And I'm like, I want to cry because I'm thinking she's sad. I'm like, this bitch don't deserve this. She deserves to be loved, to be happy.
All moms deserve to be loved and be happy.
You have to be happy because I don't want to see you be sad.
No,
like if you're crying, I only want you to cry because your husband didn't want to get you that Chanel bag. Okay, that's the only reason I want to see you cry.
Listen to that, Omar Al Daniel.
You don't get your wives. You know what I tell Brandon? If you die before I get an Amaze bag, Buddha's not going to let you into Remember that. Because my husband wanted to get a big bike, right? So he said, I love big bikes. So I was like, sure, up the insurance. And remember, if you drive recklessly, I haven't gotten my Hermes bag, you're not going anywhere.
My goodness. You guys, your sharats are super high, man. Mine is more like fatty crab.
Oh my God, sit up.
Steak night or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, la, okay, la.
To each his own. To each his own.
To each his own. No. And to be fair, it's all good because, fatty crab is not.
Oh my God, you made me want to have fatty crab.
Let's go there after this. Once we're done with this, let's do okay. Moving forward. Go faster. No. But still, either ways, it's like I think like for moms who are watching right now for the first time, especially, or if you're planning on diving into this whole motherhood experience, okay, let's be legitimately real. How in the heebie-jeebies do we actually find mom friends?
Join Grow and Glow Mama.
I mean, Grow and Glow Mama, yes, please follow us on IG. But also, like,
be friends with us.
Oh yeah, we're the cool mom. But build a supportive network as well. Like, whatever it is, maybe you could start off with just the two of you, and as long as it doesn't need to be like 1,000 of you or 400 of you. You just need sometimes just one person
quality
to just
over quantity.
Yes, to just be there and make sure that your mental health is okay. Because at the end of the day, to be a mom, to be a great mom, we need to take care of ourselves.
Yeah.
I've always
be there. You've got to be there mentally. You got to be like, I'm a bad bitch.
Well, okay. So who was your first mom friend?
Junita.
How'd you guys meet?
Boss Mama. I know you guys seen me in Boss Mama before, but yeah.
So
Junita
from work lah, like work. Like,
it wasn't even work. I was their customer. And then she approached me to say like, do you want to be my model? And by the way, that was the very first time I shot in a bra and leggings after giving birth, after having the most toughest time dealing with my confidence.
Wow.
And then after that, I met Irma. My baby girl. And then I met all of you guys. So here we are, 10,000 years later.
So, the key answer from Sally was, even like when you buy a baby mom brand, you can definitely find a network there too, know? Because I know that the founder of Boss Mama said that she wanted to do this for passion and she also wanted to do it to create a community. So it's not just like about like, support groups like Grow and Glow, or we have Super Mommy Club out there. We have a lot, I think, even for play dates for kids. But it's also about, sometimes randomly when we go out in cafes and we see moms, I do this always whenever I see
and you suddenly talk to them.
Yeah.
Like, hey,
because sometimes we never know that they might feel lonely. You know?
Yeah, because you know how it feels like to be alone and
Yeah. It's like getting that certain sense of acknowledgement while you're by yourself, and then like someone who can totally relate to you just
Which is
goes
why
like,
I don't get how sometimes, honestly, I've been through like many situations where I bump into certain moms and they just give me like the dirty look, and I'm like, why though? Aren't we supposed to be besties?
Yeah, but sometimes they do that maybe because they're insecure. But when we probably when we go and like say hi, then the thing will change.
And then they awkwardly go like, oh crap, I was mean to the wrong
Yeah, something like that.
I always do that. Like when people look at me weirdly, I just go,
But ladies, this sound weird, like really specific. I mean,
not saying anything. But anyways, I mean, you give good advice. So I go to you for like advice or whatever. So could you offer like any advice to other young moms looking to build their support circle?
my advice is just get out there. Just get out there. Don't be afraid. I know sometimes it's really scary because you think that other moms probably won't like me or it's going to be difficult for me to vibe with people. Just get out there and try. Try, go up to that mom that you see is struggling, or go up to that mom in line and say, hi, how you doing?
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of people out there who would respond. And my advice is, if you are more, you're a stay-at-home mom, it's harder for you to go out and really socialize. I understand that. Just go on social media. Okay, like I say, we have Super Mommy's Club, we have Glow and Grow, we have Boss Mama. Like we have so many of these groups online that you can just join and be proactive, which is just talk. Because trust me, when you start talking to people, you would realize they are actually more similar to you than you have actually expected.
That is so true.
Yeah.
So build the confidence and just say hi. Start with that.
And of course, in every relationship, right, you need to maintain it. So how do you maintain and nurture the
friendship?
Yes, these relationships.
I think it's very important that we're accepting of each other. Even if you have differences, maybe you don't agree in the way they raise their children or anything. But it doesn't have to be a big thing, your kid is happy and you are happy as a mom. But if you actually like jive as an individual together, that is fine. Just respect each other's boundaries and each other's ethics, whatever it is. Just be accepting. That's my only advice I can say is you have to accept other people in order to be accepted.
Absolutely. It's kind of like you only want to be treated the way you want to be treated.
Treat others the way you want to be treated.
Yeah. And also I find that for moms, I've met moms before who are very harsh about other moms. And I'm like, I wish I could say to them out loud, like, no, you asshole. but
Calm down, girl. Why you so mean?
Yeah, but it's actually more like, you're being really, it feels as though you'd be so hard on yourself if something like that were to happen to you.
Maybe get off that high horse that you rode in on.
Yeah, and like, you can either stop criticizing yourself too much or stop like trying to make yourself think that you're better than others at the end of the day. Because, dude, parenting or being a mom is a lifelong commitment.
Oh, yes.
And like, at one point, the only hope and prayer that I have, and I'm not even joking, when I was pregnant was, I know that there are moments that I'm going to F up somewhere, somehow, but I just hope she doesn't have to go for therapy. That's it. Therapy for other reasons
That's the goal.
But not because of bad parenting. Like that's the only hope and pray lah. But only if can lah.
Yeah.
But then again, even if it doesn't happen, it's okay because I'm kind of like, what?
Yeah,
It's okay. We're all good.
Yeah, motherhood is very tricky.
Yeah.
It's also lovely.
Yeah.
And it changes us as a human being.
Yeah.
Like I honestly love being a mom, but sometimes I also want to be Sofea and not like a wife.
Yeah.
Or
You
not
wanna
like
be Mariam's mom.
not a Mariam or Zara's mom.
Yeah.
And I do, like you said, like we do have like hiccups
Yeah.
or F up along the way.
Yeah.
Like recently I dropped Zara on the floor.
Been there.
It happens. So happens.
We bang her head. I'm like, oh, it's okay. You know,
Walk it off. Walk it off.
I was like,
Walk it off. You're fine.
And because of the groups that we have a lot of different moms that is actually very intelligent. There are doctors and there's engineers. There's also like pharmacists. And I remember telling my husband, it's okay, we have Irma. We can just text her if something's wrong.
Yeah, every time I go like, Irma, is this fine? Irma has this rule with her son. If he falls, got blood? No blood? No blood, you're fine.
Yeah.
Then I'm
So,
like, see?
supportive
And
groups
that's from a doctor.
Yes.
So just calm down.
So calm down. You know, like that
Like,
kind
don't be so judgmental. The kid is fine. My kid fell. She's fine. You see her crying?
Yeah.
No.
So motherhood is just like, I would say, I don't know the word. It's really not. I think it's funny. Motherhood is funny.
It's hilarious.
It's
Is it? Yeah, it is.
It's a dark comedy.
It's
It's a satire. Okay, that's what it is. It's like a
that's
horrible.
what our life is about.
Yeah.
But anyways, no. So like before we wrap things up and let you go, like thank you so much for joining us. By the way,
Thanks,
because it was so
Sally.
much
We love
fun.
having you here.
But like I do have to say something very exciting for our Mamas Here podcast audience. So we are having a brand new segment in our show every break starting the next episode. So we're gonna have a segment called Ask Sassy Sally. So could you tell us a little bit more? Give us a sneak peek of what it is.
Okay, so Ask Sassy Sally is
I'm so
basically-
excited.
By the way, this is inspired by all of the girls. Okay, I've never thought of this, but they inspired me to do this. So Ask Sassy Sally is basically, I'm going to be your voice. Okay, I will be your digital bestie. You can confess all the things you want to me, the deepest, darkest confessions. I will read them. I will be your support system. Okay, so we can talk about motherhood, womanhood, childcare, beauty tips, and whatever you can imagine you want to talk about. So I will be there to support you, and I will give you advices. I'm not a professional therapist, by the way. I'm just giving you advices how to be a bad bitch. Okay?
All right.
Follow her on her Insta.
Yeah. So, you know, we'll keep an eye open for that because I just want there to be I just want to be the person that you can really confide in. And if you want to rant and call your husbands out, I can do that too. Don't worry, it will stay 100% anonymous, but you know, spill the tea with me, sis.
I'm looking forward to that because like, so we're just going to have this like open space where you can actually just either drop Sally a DM on her Instagram account. We'll definitely like, ping it, put it somewhere like in the, like we'll
I will answer the question.
Yes.
Every week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could also go check us out at Mamas Here podcast, Instagram as well. And like, if you want to pose questions to Sally over there, but it's going to be really exciting to do that. But thank you so much, honey, for coming over.
Thank you for coming all the way. Seriously.
So how long was the drive here?
I will go anywhere for you guys. I do 40 minutes here.
Yeah. And
That's 40 minutes.
for
Feel it's
everybody
nothing.
who wants like a community, Mamas Here is also another community that you can so
Yes,
follow
that's
us on Instagram. Sally, your journey and insight today have been incredibly inspiring, seriously. And if you're tuning in right now, remember the company you keep during your motherhood journey can significantly impact not just your life, but your children's as well. Thanks for joining us on Mamas Here. Join us in our next episode for more inspiring stories and shenanigans. Bye.
Today's episode of Mamas Here podcast is produced by Kelvin, Raghinie, Ravi, and Bryan Henry. Also edited by Bryan Henry, Azwan, and Kelvin.
For more of us, find us on all social media platforms at Mamas Here Podcast. We've been your hosts, Diyana Hashim and Sofea Mastan. Bye.